This is a meditation for releasing toxic shame and guilt. Go ahead and make sure that you are in a comfortable position. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Breathe in to the count of 4. Hold it for 2 counts. And then breathe out to the count of 4. And repeat that process a few times. Just float and drift softly and slowly as you continue to relax more deeply. Allow your conscious mind to rest and let your subconscious mind do all the work. Each breath you breathe causes you to relax more and more deeply. And you begin to let go of all the stress, tension, and worry. Your conscious mind rests deeply and recharges itself, while your inner mind hears, accepts, and integrates every positive and beneficial idea in this meditation, sealing them so they become a permanent part of your new reality. Every beat of your heart causes your inner mind to integrate these beneficial ideas fully into your outer life. The first thing to understand is that guilt and shame are gifts from a loving universe. Guilt and shame are meant to be small, quiet emotions that gently remind us that we don't like how we feel when we treat ourselves or others badly. Guilt and shame are meant to be small, gentle reminders that we can do better than we have done. But for most of us, guilt and shame have become overwhelming and toxic. They are like a small stream that has flooded in a storm and is now destroying the very fields the stream was meant to nourish with its life-giving water. For most of us, at some point, guilt and shame have stopped being gentle reminders to treat others better. Instead, they've become horrible, all-consuming feelings that paralyze our abilities to think clearly and do our best. Shame and guilt have stopped being gentle reminders to do better and have become punishing burdens that poison our lives. The goals of this recording are to help you come back into balance with your natural feelings. to leave toxic guilt and shame in the past, and to restore shame and guilt to their right place as gentle feelings that guide you towards your best self. As a human being, you are a holographic reflection of the entire universe. We are each, especially in our deepest hearts and minds, connected to every single thing and every other being in creation. If you have a religious nature, you recognize that you, no less than any other, are a child of God. But even if you don't follow a spiritual or religious path, you can sense and feel that there is an underlying connection and co-evolution that connects all living things. And that you are, as much as anyone else, part of that creative, positive, and evolving universe. And as a child of God, as a creation of an infinite and evolving universe, you have a right to exist full of self-acceptance and confident harmony. As you rest in your beautiful meadow, imagine an ornate, full-length mirror in an elaborate, rich wooden frame. Don't look directly at this mirror yet. Stand to the side and examine the frame. In beautiful golden letters, it says, "Mirror of Truth, reflecting the deepest reality." And you realize that this mirror will not show you your clothing, your body, or any other outer appearance. It is a mirror that reflects you as you truly are in your deepest heart and soul. This mirror shows you yourself through the eyes of God, through the eyes of your own deepest wisdom and love. This mirror reflects you as you are at your natural very best. As you now look into the mirror, you are astounded by the love you see all around you and through you. You stand in amazement, knowing that the remarkable, beautiful reflection in the mirror reflects you at your very highest and best. You perceive yourself as kind, honest, loving, truthful, and strong to a far higher degree than ever before. You recognize that in your deepest being, you are profoundly capable, loving, and a good person, the person you've always dreamed you are. You think about the mistakes you've made in the past and about the harm you've done to yourself and others. And your mirror shows you that the mistakes and harm of the past are not the real you. They are only the things you have done out of fear, ego, and confusion. You now choose to reject your negative past and all the mistakes of the past. You choose to reject fear and confusion, and to think, feel, and act as the loving being you know you are. You feel yourself turning over a new leaf, starting a new season in your life. You think about the burdens of shame and guilt you've carried around. Your mirror reflects them as huge, dark, heavy, poisonous balls and chains that have limited your life and kept you from living fully. You realize the toxic shame and guilt caused more harm than good, and they contribute to the fear and confusion that keeps you from being and doing your best. The wisest part of you peers back at yourself from the mirror and tells you that it has been far too long since you treated yourself fairly. Your highest and wisest self tells you that what you need is forgiveness. Forgiveness does not mean sweeping your mistakes under a carpet and pretending everything is okay. True forgiveness means acknowledging your mistakes, making amends where possible, and changing your behavior and thoughts so that you do not make the same mistakes again. Begin by inviting someone you've harmed in the past to join you in the mirror. When their highest self is there with you, begin by humbly acknowledging the way that you've harmed them. Admit to your highest self and their highest self that you could have done better. Show them what you would have done if you had done your best. Then ask for their understanding and forgiveness. And feel the freedom and lightness that flows through you as their highest self accepts the apology. If there is some physical amends, apology, or restitution that you can make in the outer world, your mind takes note of it, and you pursue outer amends later if the other person allows it. But more importantly, you make a determined commitment to yourself and to their highest self to change your thinking and behavior so that you always do better starting today. And then you keep a tiny bit of the guilt and shame to serve as a reminder that you don't like how it feels when you harm others. You keep only a tiny bit of the guilt and shame as a reminder, and you let the rest simply fade away in the waves of forgiveness. That tiny, quiet voice of shame or guilt is a guide, a reminder to always do and be your best. And as a tiny voice, it is a blessing, one you rarely need because it feels so good to do and be your best. Forgiveness feels good, so good that you repeat the process with another person you've harmed. You bring them into your mirror so that you are talking with their true self. You truthfully and fully acknowledge the harm that you've done to them. You explain your fear and confusion. And you make a deep and sincere apology. Once again, if your highest self guides you to make a specific apology or restitution in the outer world, pursue it later if the other person is willing to receive it on the outer level. But most importantly, you make a sincere and dedicated commitment to change your thinking and behavior so you do better from now on. It feels so good to acknowledge and apologize for your mistakes and errors of behavior and judgment that your inner mind keeps repeating this process over and over. And you let all the rest of the poisonous shame and guilt fade away on the waves of forgiveness. And every time you listen to this recording, the burden of shame and guilt lightens. You find yourself treating others with a new kindness, understanding, and respect. You even begin to see people who have harmed you as confused and fearful. And you find yourself forgiving as freely as you have been forgiven. Remember this, forgiving others who have harmed you does not mean sweeping the harm under the rug and making nice. True forgiveness means honestly telling people they have violated your boundaries and gently resetting the boundaries. There is one additional person that needs your forgiveness, and that is you. You are your own harshest critic and judge yourself far more negatively than others would judge you. So again, looking into your mirror, speaking with your highest self, you bring up some key way in which you've erred or failed to live up to your own expectations of yourself. You acknowledge fully and honestly how you failed to do or be your best. And you show your guilt and shame. You examine and acknowledge the fears and confusion that have clouded your mind and heart. And humbly ask your highest self to forgive you for not doing or being your best. And you make a dedicated and determined commitment to do better from this point on. You promise to see through the confusion and to face the fears and to do and be your best in spite of them. And as you make a commitment to your soul and being, a vast wave of love and forgiveness flows from your mirror, and the burden of shame and guilt melts away like snow on a warm spring day. Your powerful inner mind continues this process of self-examination and self-forgiveness on the inside. You find yourself becoming more and more conscious of an overwhelming desire to do and be your best in every situation in life. You are amazed at the kindness and love you have for yourself and others. You know that you are a caring, strong, honest, capable, and loving human being. You joyously look forward to bringing the best of yourself into the world and of creating a full, rich, and meaningful life for yourself and others. You feel a deep sense of calm, peace, and confidence. You find yourself forgiving others easily. And you have a deeper and deeper understanding of yourself, which reflects in how you interact with others. These feelings are growing in every cell, fiber, and tissue of your heart and body, and in every corner of your vast and incredible mind. You know yourself to be a force for growth and healing. And every time you listen to this recording, the good feelings grow stronger and stronger. Return to your mirror and be silent for a moment while you ask your highest self what more you most need to know to reduce the burden of shame and guilt in your life. And the answer comes back to you in the minute of silence. What do I most need to know now about reducing toxic shame and guilt? And the moment of silence for the answer begins now. As your inner guidance seals itself inside and becomes an effortless and natural part of the way you are and the ways you think, feel, and act. You are now free of toxic shame and guilt, free to be the best you can be in every moment of life, starting right now, right here, today. Listen to the following affirmations and allow them to absorb inside. As I recognize and accept my shadows, they lose their power. I express my own truth openly and honestly. I master all the skills and means needed to achieve what I long for. I move forward, even with uncertainty and fear. I follow my heart and lean into my intuition. I trust my vision. I see righteousness, kindness, self-discipline, and consistency as parts of my self-care routine, and I embrace the rewards they bring. You have done well. And I'm now going to be counting from 1 to 5. And you will awaken and come back to the surface of your mind, back into the present moment with each number I say. And when I reach the count of 5, we will close out as you go back to your day, wide awake, alert, feeling wonderful. 1, you are beginning to awaken from a deep state of relaxation. 2, you are experiencing wonderful sensations and feelings flowing through your body and your mind. 3, the suggestions and instructions I've given you are now deeply embedded in your subconscious mind and are already working. And they will keep becoming more effective each day. And you can be sure that they are a permanent and lasting improvement. 4, your mind is alert. You are full of energy and vitality. You can even stretch if you would like. And 5, you are back now in a wide awake, fully alert state, feeling wonderful, confident, and secure, at peace and at ease, awakening, fully awake and alert. Ashe.